This is Danny Morrow in Tucson, Arizona. My telephone number is 520-390-1393, and my email address is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y .Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W @gmail.com, and my Skype ID is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y .Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W. The subject this evening is the murder of the little 10-year-old girl, Miss Ridgeway, I believe her name was, that in less than a block and a half, someone kidnapped her, murdered her, and dissected her. Parts of her body was missing as a result of what this person or persons had done to her. I think the time has come in the United States of America that these people who kill little children and dissect them, and also these people that kidnap women from bars and take them out and murder them and dissect them and so forth. The time has come in the United States of America, if the United States is to survive as a civilized nation, that the penalty for pedophilia, the penalty for murders of this category, should be death. Period. My question is this. Many of the defense attorneys use the argument, well, they're defending the person, the criminal, they're defending them and trying to save their life. Well, what about the life of this little 10-year-old girl who was murdered, dissected? Her family had to suffer for days and weeks. They could not find her, did not know what had happened to her. What about that person? That person, this little girl, will never live to see graduation day, will never live to see her marriage day, and never live to see children born by her. And the parents of this little girl, until the day they die, will never forget what happened to their little girl. And if they catch this man or men or whoever did this, they're going to give them a life sentence in prison until they die, and they're going to give them psychoanalyzation, psychiatric evaluation, and they're going to determine that this man was an evil man, but he was insane. Well, evil or insane or not, I guarantee you this person knew what he was doing to that little girl. The evidence that has been told so far is that he dissected her, which I am sure he did something they couldn't get fingerprints on her, and other things that he may have done to her to keep him from getting caught. That shows not a crazy man, but an intellectual reasoning. You see, a crazy person, if they had done that, would have left the little girl where he first violated her and murdered her. He wouldn't have, tried to elude capture by defiling her body and dissecting parts of it so that he could not be discovered. And that is a sign of intelligence. We have come to a place in the United States of America that an ambassador in Libya and 2 SEALs and a State Department official who pleaded for better security, and the man in the White House did not listen, and the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton did not listen. And it seems like it's okay if the Muslims murder our people in Libya. That's acceptable behavior. And on top of that, Hillary Clinton, the Marine Guards in most embassies, and the SEALs in this particular embassy did not have bullets in their weapons. How are they supposed to protect an ambassador? Urinate on him? Urinate on the terrorist? And that's going to protect the ambassador? Let me tell you something, my friend. The degrading of this fine ambassador in Libya should never be forgotten by the citizens of the United States of America. This man in the White House has no regard for the security of the United States ambassador to Libya, and especially on 9/11, he should have beefed up that security for that ambassador. And somebody said, well, it's partly the ambassador's fault because he was not in the ambassadorship in Tripoli. Well, I disagree. As an ambassador, he should be able to go anywhere he wants with a security contingent that would accompany him. And here he is in Benghazi, and he had one guy as a security person. And they had sent a variety of emails to the State Department, and they were denied additional security. And then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton lied, the President lied, the Ambassador for the United States to the United Nations lied. There's no other way to call it. One of the lies and excuses that they used, well, they didn't have credible intelligence. Well, stupids, look at 9/11. Two airplanes going into a high-rise building in New York, one going into the Pentagon, and another one thwarted from going into the White House and crashing in a field in Pennsylvania. I consider that incredible intelligence. I consider that a declaration of war against the United States of America. Now, I don't know who it is in Washington thinks that they're so smart that we didn't have credible intelligence. Well, you better go back to kindergarten and learn what incredible intelligence is. You know, if you got an automobile accident on the highways from a drunk driver driving his car drunk and kills a family, is that considered incredible intelligence? Well, that's what happens every day in America. And we got all kinds of laws about drunken driving, but the people still do it and still kill their fellow Americans with an automobile. And here we've got an ambassador and two SEALs and a State Department official assigned to the ambassador, to that part, and they're all murdered because they did not have proper security. And I know they say, well, we didn't get the news. Yeah, they're lying. Things like that. I'm an ex-military. I'm an ex-law enforcement officer. We get that kind of information instantly. And this clown in the White House and his little fellow clown, Hillary Clinton, they will not convince me they didn't know within hours, not 24 hours. They knew in hours or minutes what was going on and what the people had asked for in Libya, and they denied it. Hillary Clinton should be fired, and Mr. Barack Hussein Obama should be kicked out of the office of president. He's not qualified to be president. He's not qualified to be the commander-in-chief. He knows nothing but to lecture without action. And let me tell you something else. He had no business in the final killing of Osama bin Laden than Donald Duck did. The final killing was a result of 10 years of work of intelligence people, former Bush president, and the former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. These are the people that set up the killing of Osama bin Laden. All he did, Barack Hussein Obama, all he did is when they cornered this animal, give the order. That's all he did. And the SEALs did the rest of the work. And yet he wants to take credit for a political gain. And the other thing, what kind of an idiot, and I say that with plural, what kind of idiots next to the president would give out information how the SEALs did this to our enemies, and think that the enemy is as stupid as they are, that they're not taking notes and learning from our stupid people in the White House and lower that give out this information. They think it's a TV game. Well, maybe they'll live long enough when this nation collapses, which is the route that it's headed in, unless you get Barack Hussein Obama out of the White House and that whole gang of stupid people that surround him and anti-Americans that surround him. Then maybe somebody can step in and save the country from anarchy and revolution. If that doesn't happen, I'm not a prophet, but I know the history of the world and I know the history of this country. You will see a second civil war in the United States of America. This country will not tolerate a socialist Marxist society. They're not going to do it. Write that down if you can write, idiot. Write it down. Those of you in the high circles of this government, you better read the history of this country. The American people will rise up at the last hour and they will fight to the death. And that's what's going to happen. You cannot run this country spending billions and trillions of dollars every day, and if the printing press breaks down, they wouldn't even be able to do that. Barack Hussein Obama and Secretary Clinton and the others that make up his cabinet, including that idiot vice president, they are destroying this country and destroying the future of your children. You better listen to what I'm telling you so you don't have to learn a lesson the hard way. Thank you for your attention.